Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like us, and comment. We're trying to grow it. Alright, IOTA, by the way, this was recorded around 4:30 on December 11th. So, IOTA, 4-hour chart, major triangle consolidation pattern. So that's what we're going to be watching for. If it were to break out to the upside right now, again, these targets will change because the targets for a triangle pattern change based off where it will break out. So if it were to break out from the upside right now, we'd be watching for the first target around 560, the next major target around 647, and then the full target around 726. We also have intermediate targets, not based on the triangle, based off GAN boxes at 581, and then a huge cluster at 602 to 607. So that 602 to 607 is going to be major if we do get the upside. If we break down, the first full target on a breakdown to watch for a buy area would be back to 271 to 277. And then something we probably won't see unless there's a major sell-off in cryptos, 210 and then 150. But it's important to keep the levels on the chart because this is a triangle pattern. You cannot predict at this point which way it's going to break out. We can, however, look at the daily chart, and we see we're going with the rotation zone. So if it did trigger downside, interesting enough, that takes us to the bottom of the rotation zone, the rising rotation zone, which is right here. Very interesting. So if we were to go down sharply, that lines up perfectly with the bottom of the rotation zone. When a triangle goes against the rotation zone, that's the least likely way. This, most likely, the 8's going to keep catching up, and then at some point it's going to break out to at least retest the prior highs. So that's what we'll be watching for, but now you have your upside and your downside targets. Downside targets are for accumulation. Upside targets are for moving top or taking some profits. Here we have Litecoin. Actually can't update the targets fast enough. We did hit the prior targets around this 164, got a nice pause, came up with 8 pushing the price. Then we got a very brief pause at our full ABC target, which was from the lows on the 7th to the swing high on the 9th, projected back from the lows on the 9th. That gave us a minor target, that 167 to 169 area, then a major target of 194. So that is all complete. Where does that leave us now? We had a brief pause earlier, which gave me the 206 and 215 targets. However, those have now just been hit. Litecoin is going on a tear, so we can't even use those anymore. Right now, on a pullback, first key level support is going to come in right around this 193, 190 level. Then if we pull back more, we'll be watching for 181, but this is going vertical. Let's check in on the daily chart first and then see. Daily chart, this is getting very far away from the rotation zone again. Everything, for some reason, a lot of the things are getting dumped into Litecoin, and got to go with the trend. At some point, we're going to get another pause and another pullback because we're getting so far extended. Right now, what we target, if this did keep going, we'd be watching for around the 250 level, 230, then 250. Let's see if we can do anything with this 1 hour chart. It did hit the rotation zone, rotated back up. This is how I got those other levels with that key pause in there. But there's no other key pause. So at this point, we're going to be watching for 230, just around numbers because people key off those so often. But it exploded above 200. I'd really like to see a pullback at least to the 4-hour rotation zone, the top of the 4-hour rotation zone, you know, which is going to keep going up and then pulling back into the 1-hour rotation zone and rotation back up. I'm not going to chase this just yet. I'm going to wait for a pause and then some kind of pullback to get in on a rotation. That's it. I was hoping to get this out before those targets were hit, but just between recording the last video and this one, they've now just been hit, and there's no way I can project new targets that make any sense. So I'm not just going to throw something out just to give you targets that aren't going to be reliable. That will not be doing you or me any good. So that's where we stand right now. As soon as there are some new targets, I'll probably get out another Litecoin video, but don't chase this, don't over chase this. Wait for a pullback and a pause, and we'll to those rotation zones, and we'll look to see what happens there. So we have for you in IOTA and Litecoin. We'll talk to everyone again soon. Bye for now.